Aaron Donald in a heated practice fight in a team. It's a team practice fight against another team, right? And there's a video, like literally he's caught on video holding two players' helmets that he must have ripped off ahead of time, because we didn't see the point where he's actually ripping them off, but we see the video where he's literally swinging two helmets at people's heads, and just in a big, of course, like everybody's fighting and everything, but like the fact that like fighting is one thing, dude. Like pushing each other around, maybe you're throwing a punch or you're getting grabby or whatever. Like, okay, like that's not acceptable. Like you shouldn't be fighting, but like, it's a little more acceptable than like literally like you're using helmets, like actual NFL helmets, as weapons to hit somebody over the head with, which is like, do you not realize how dangerous that, like, dude, he doesn't even realize how insanely dangerous that is to be like no, it's not only like, oh, I might hit him in the head and it might really hurt, or like whatever. It's like, no. It's like, if you hit him in the head hard enough with the back of this helmet, this, like, there's a chance of death. There's a chance of this guy not living anymore, bro. And then that murder is on your hands, motherfucker. So like, dude, like that's how serious it can get. Even though I'm happy to say that nobody got seriously injured from this fight. With like, thank God that nobody got seriously injured. And like, of course, like you're very lucky, Aaron Donald. You're very lucky, because it could have gotten so bad. It could have gone from just like, okay, people got a little heated and then started a little fight, to all of a sudden like, well, now somebody's dead. Like now somebody died because of this. And like and it's on your hands, dude. So I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad that we don't have to even talk about that or deal with that, but I'm just bringing that up. I'm just bringing it up because it's a real possibility. It's a real thing, dude. Like it absolutely can happen. It's like, dude, it's basically the equivalent of pulling out a hammer in a fight and just hitting someone over the head with a fucking hammer. Like, dude, I mean, like, you can't do that, bro. You can't just like, bro, it's another thing about like people just acting like savage animals, dude. It's like, bro, like, why are we going back? Why are we regressing back to a caveman like time where we're acting like savages? It's like, bro, like, I understand these, like, okay, I understand the whole fighting in practice and how it can get heated. I understand it though. Like, it's like, I'm not saying that like players can't be emotional and players can't get heated in the moment, because they're playing an insanely physical sport. It's insanely physical, and some guys, like when you're real physical in a big scruff like that, some, like the motions that are running high. Motions are running real high, and it's really intense, super intense, right? Because you're going full live practice, full pads, like you're going all out. You're going all out to throw this other guy on the ground, and it's very physical sport. So like when someone gets a little too physical and a little too handsy, or they start throwing people around a little too hard, then some, people their emotional states get crazy. They get out of whack. And especially with these players that are full of testosterone, and they're big macho men, big macho guys, and like, complete meatheads. Like when it comes to meatheads, a lot of meatheads, like, first response to something like this is like, oh, we're gonna fight, bro. Like, I'm gonna beat your ass, bro. Like that's like their first instinct is like, oh, fight. Like, oh, like, throw hands. That's like their first instinct. And like, dude, I get it, bro. I understand. Like, it's like, I'm not saying that players can't be emotional or players can't get heated. Like, it's like they can, but you also need to control yourself though. You can't just like completely let yourself off the leash and be like, oh, I'm just gonna go crazy. Like, I'm just gonna be a psychopath and just start hitting people with helmets. Like, no, dude, like, that's not acceptable to anyone in any situation at all. Like, that's never, ever, ever, ever acceptable. Like, in any way, dude. Like, it's so, it's just like, you're just regressing to a caveman, dude. You're just like I don't know, dude. I feel like there's no excuse for that, bro. It's like, okay, like I'll say that, I'm not saying like I played like professional football or I played college football or whatever it is. Like I can't really compare it to that. The only thing I can compare it to is playing high school football, and I was a quarterback, so like I wasn't the one getting all physical and handsy, right? I'm the quarterback, so like I'm not doing all that. But I remember, plenty of times in practice where people start getting in like real fights, like actual real fights, where you're throwing hands, you're beating the shit out of each other. Like the big dudes on the line, hey, it was like almost every practice they're fighting. It's like almost every practice they're getting heated and they're getting physical, and then they're throwing people on the ground and they're punching people on the ground, and like the coaches have to break it up, and like, so it's like I've seen it live in front of my face. I have seen it. Like it's not that I don't even understand that part. I do understand because I know how heated it does get in practice, especially when you're going live, full pads, going all out. I get it, dude. I get it, bro. But like, there's still zero excuse for using weapons, like using a helmet as a weapon to hit somebody in the head. Like that's unacceptable. Like I don't care how off your rocker you are or whatever, or how like psycho you got in the moment, or like just because you got so angry. It's not acceptable, bro. Like it's no, like you don't get to do that and get away with it, bro. Like no, you need to have punishment. And that's my thing with this, because Myles Garrett, as we all know, as football fans know, a couple years ago, we saw live on television, live, like all of America watched Myles Garrett rip off Mason Rudolph's helmet and bash him over the head with it live on television. We all saw it, and he got suspended, right? So he got suspended indefinitely, and that's the thing. It's like, yeah, so Myles Garrett. Oh, I thought I had a burp coming up. Okay. So Myles Garrett, he got suspended for like the whole year for what he did, for hitting Mason Rudolph with a helmet, right? But the difference is that Myles Garrett did that while all of America was watching. All of America was watching live. There was no like cutting that out or anything. It's live. There's no going back. We all saw it. And then the NFL is like, well, everybody saw it, so we're going to have to suspend him now, Like, that's their reaction to it, right? But why is that not the same? And the reason why it's not the same energy towards Aaron Donald is because it's in a practice. It's not in a live game. Not all of America's watching this. Because, like, you're just seeing a practice, and luckily somebody was filming a video of this fight that was actually there for the practice, because without that video, we wouldn't have known about this. Because I guarantee if that video didn't come out, that this all would have been pushed under the rug, because the Rams don't want to punish Aaron Donald, and because that's their best player. Like, and they don't want something like Aaron Donald be suspended for the rest of the year, because they need that guy. They need that guy. And like, I bet you 100% guarantee that they would brush this all under the rug, just so then Aaron Donald can play in their games and win games for them. I know that's what would happen. I know how these NFL organizations work, and that's what they would do if that video wasn't released. But thank God, whoever released that video, thank God, because you are a saint for putting that out, because like, we did need to see this. And that's the thing too. It's like Myles Garrett, we saw it all live on television. Okay, but like, this video gets out on the internet. Everybody sees it on the internet because it gets around like wildfire, goes viral. Everybody sees it. So like, okay, we all did see it though. So we all saw what happened. So why is there no punishment? Why is there no punishment? Because I know for me and other NFL fans that I've seen on the internet, I know a lot of people are being like, yo, like, NFL, what are you doing? Like, can you do something about this? And the NFL's response is basically, well, it's a practice. It's just a practice fight. So since it's practice, we're gonna let the actual team, we're gonna let the LA Rams, the team, deal with this situation. And it's like, okay, so basically you're saying you're gonna do nothing. You're just gonna let this happen, right? Because like, you're just saying like, yeah, it's up to the Rams if they want to do something about it. And then, of course, Sean McVay, Sean McVay in a press conference, the head coach for the Rams. So he's getting pressed about this, of course, right? They're all being like, so what's going to happen? What are you guys going to do to Aaron Donald? And all he would say over and over and over again in this press conference was like, we're handling it. We handled it. Like we're handling Aaron Donald. And like he would just keep repeating that in the press conference, like he's Bill Belichick being like, we're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati. Like he just wouldn't stop saying, we handled it. We handled it. Move on. And he's doing the same thing, pushing it under the rug. He's still trying to push it under the rug. The whole organization is. It's like, bro, and then they're saying, oh, we handled it. We handled it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because, like, what are you going to do? Suspend him? Like, the team itself is going to suspend Aaron Donald? No, they're not. They're not going to do anything, dude. Oh, yeah, we handled it. Like, okay, what'd you have a stern conversation with him? Is that what happened? Like, hey, young man, you better stop acting out, man. We're gonna put you in timeout. Like, what's the punishment? What's the punishment? What are you doing? Like I know there's no punishment. There's not like nothing is gonna happen to Aaron Donald at all. Nothing is gonna happen. Like they're gonna brush it under the rug, and they know because people's attention spans are so tiny in today's world that everyone's gonna forget about this in a couple days. They're probably gonna forget about this. Yeah, even sooner than that. People are going to forget, and then they're going to move on, especially when the NFL comes back with the regular season coming up, when the actual regular season and real games are being played. And as soon as that happens, oh, nobody will be talking about this. Zero people will be talking about this. And it's going to get pushed under the rug like normal, like everything else in the NFL. It's going to get pushed under the rug. And then they're going to do nothing about it. And Aaron Donald's going to play every single game this year. And the NFL is just going to sit there and watch as their players act like complete savage animals. And they're not going to do anything about it, dude. Like, it's so frustrating, bro. It's so frustrating, dude.